Welcome to the Win Win Evangelism Podcast. I'm Tina Waldrom from Evangelism in Australia. I love helping you feel confident and inspired to share Jesus, whether you're an individual or a pastor looking to help your church engage in evangelism naturally and consistently. Before today's topic of simple ways to share Jesus this Easter, I want to invite you to share Jesus. It's a membership where you and your church congregation can receive my ongoing support and training to share Jesus naturally and consistently week after week. You can find out more at sharejesus.com.au.
Pews filling across the country, with an Easter message echoed by many.
That is a hope not just of beyond this world, which is the resurrection gives us, but hope in and for this world, so that Christians will be people of hope in their community.
We can always have hope because there's no situation that is beyond God. There's nothing that's too far for God to get to.
Well, Easter is coming, and for many Christians, it's one of those times of the year where we feel this little nudge. This would be a great time to share my faith. But then almost immediately, the fear can kick in. What do I say? What if I sound awkward? What if I come across as pushy? What if they ask something I can't answer? If that's you, I really want you to relax, because sharing Jesus at Easter doesn't have to be complicated, preachy, or intense. It can be natural, it can be relational, and it can actually feel like you. Easter is one of the few moments in our culture where even people who don't normally think about faith will at least pause. They might not walk into a church, but they'll accept some chocolate. They'll sit around a table, they'll scroll their phone, and that's where we step in. Not with pressure, but with presence. So today I want to give you simple, practical, doable ways to share Jesus this Easter in conversation, through hospitality, and even digitally. Making faith conversations natural. Let's start with the biggest fear, not knowing what to say. The good news is this: you don't need a sermon, you need a story. Think about the woman at the well in John 4. She didn't go back to her town with a theological argument. She simply said, "Come and see a man who told me everything I ever did." She shared her experience, and you can do the same. One of the simplest ways to share your faith is this little framework. Before Jesus, my life was like this, then I encountered him, and now it's like this. It doesn't need to be dramatic. Maybe it's, before I understood Easter, I just thought it was tradition. But when I realised that the resurrection means hope beyond this life, it changed how I see everything. That's it. You're not forcing, you're not preaching, you're opening a door. Here are some very natural starters you could use. Maybe it's at a barbecue. Do you reckon Easter still matters today? Maybe over coffee. What does Easter mean to you? On a walk? I heard something interesting about Easter this week. Can I share it with you? Or a text. Thinking of you this Easter. Hope you're doing well. That's not awkward. That's relational. And if someone asks you a question you can't answer, you simply say, "That's a great question. Let me look into that and get back to you." It's okay not to know everything. Sharing faith is about gentleness and respect, not having all the answers. Just a quick break. A lot of evangelism training is confrontational, makes people feel awkward. We've worked hard to make all of our training the opposite of that, making evangelism something that everyone can be a part of. If you or your church are looking for that type of training, go to evangelisminaustralia.com and look at our training tab for some great options. Now let's get back to it. Let's talk about the power of hospitality and thoughtful gifts. Let's move beyond words, because sometimes the most powerful way to share Jesus is through space, creating space. Jesus revealed himself over meals. He sat at tables with outsiders. He connected with people in homes. And there's something powerful about hospitality. Easter could simply be hosting a morning tea, inviting someone for coffee, a backyard barbecue, or inviting someone who might otherwise be alone. You don't need a big event. You just need intention. Even before eating, you might say something simple like, before we eat, I just want to say that for me, Easter is about hope, and I'm really grateful for each of you. That's natural and it's real. And then there are gifts. Not everyone will attend a church service, but a small, meaningful gift can plant a seed. It could be a handwritten Easter card with a short verse, a hollow chocolate egg and explaining how it reminds you of that empty tomb, a small book about Easter, or even supporting a Christian charity in someone's name. Sometimes it's just about helping someone see that Easter is more than chocolate and a long weekend. Ask yourself these questions. Who in my life might need hope this Easter? What small act could point them gently toward Jesus? Small acts matter. What about sharing digitally? Many people won't walk into a church this Easter, but they will scroll their phone. And that's not something to complain about. That's a mission field itself. Digital evangelism doesn't mean being loud online. It can be incredibly simple. You could send one text message. Thinking of you this Easter, Jesus once said, I'm the resurrection and the life. That gives me hope. I hope it brings you hope this Easter. Have a great Easter. Or ask, what does Easter mean to you? You could post a verse and a short personal reflection. For example, for me, Easter reminds me that the God I follow is alive and that he gives me hope beyond my circumstances. You could share a worship song that moves you. You could share a short video explaining Easter. You could create a simple graphic with a Bible verse using Canva. It's not about going viral. It's about being faithful. One post, one text, one conversation. That's it. Now, what about overcoming fear and taking that step? Let's be honest. Fear is usually the biggest barrier. But 2 Timothy says God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. So what do we do with fear? Well, we pray first. Lord, who can I encourage today? We be ourselves. And if you're introverted, write a note. If you're relational, have a chat. If you're creative, make something beautiful. And then we trust God. Jesus said his Father is always at work. God is already working in people's hearts. We just join him. So here's your simple challenge. Choose one action, send one text, host one simple gathering, give one thoughtful gift, not 10 things, just one, and watch what God does with it this Easter. Let me finish with this. Faith sharing at Easter isn't about pressure. It's about love. It's about being real. It's about small seeds. Jesus talked about the mustard seed, the tiny but powerful seed. You might never see the full impact of a conversation, a message, or a simple act of hospitality, but God does. So this Easter, open your home, open your phone, open your mouth, and trust that God will do what only he can do. Let's not overcomplicate it. Let's simply take one step of faith. And if you do take a step, I'd love to hear what it was. Happy Easter. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.